10 hidden female weaknesses men need to know now. Modern Stoic. To love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides. David Weiscott. Many men spend their lives thinking that winning a woman's affection comes down to their wealth, physical appearance, or smooth talk. But here's a thought. What if true attraction is rooted in something deeper? Hidden psychological triggers that even women themselves might not fully recognize, just as men have their own unconscious desires, vulnerabilities, and emotional impulses. Women, too, harbor similar complexities. The difference, however, is that most men aren't aware of these hidden aspects and miss the opportunity to connect with women on a profound level. In this article, we'll uncover 10 subtle but powerful psychological triggers in women, traits and tendencies that can completely transform the way you interact with the opposite sex. Let's begin. 1. The power of emotional certainty. Men, pay attention because this is crucial to understand. Women are not just emotional. They are masters of emotional navigation. Their emotions steer a lot of their decisions, especially when it comes to relationships. However, one of their most hidden weaknesses is their deep-seated need for emotional certainty. Yes, a woman craves stability, not just the fire of passion or the thrills of excitement. What she truly desires is a rock-solid foundation. The security that you won't bail when things hit the fan. This is why they are drawn to men who remain emotionally grounded, even when everything around them is falling apart. Don't mistake this as a weakness, though. A woman needs to feel emotionally safe. She doesn't want to be stuck with a man who is all over the place, moody or constantly dependent on her for emotional stability. She doesn't want to be the emotional caretaker. If you can't control your emotions, she will quickly lose respect. A man who is overly reactive or unstable in his feelings doesn't inspire safety. He signals fragility and, most importantly, weakness. Women crave strength, the kind that's calm and unshakable, even when the storm rages. If, as a man, you become the one who needs emotional support, the roles reverse. You're no longer the protector, the strong figure. You become the vulnerable one. And that shifts the entire dynamic. The attraction fades, and the relationship suffers. So what should you do instead? Embrace the blessing of Stoicism. Be the man who exudes quiet confidence, especially in emotional storms. When she's upset, don't mirror her chaos. Remain calm and composed. When life hands you setbacks, don't whine or crumble under pressure. Handle it with silent dignity. A modern Stoic man is a pillar of emotional certainty. He knows that life's challenges are not to be reacted to, but to be calmly addressed. In a world where instability and unpredictability reign, he stands as a calm center. The Stoic approach is a blessing not just for you, but for the woman in your life. She will be subconsciously drawn to your steady presence. The fact that you won't lose yourself when everything around you is in turmoil. That's the real secret, the power of emotional certainty. And if you can master this, you'll become her safe haven, something she needs, but may not even realize she's looking for. You must become that unshakable man, the one who embodies emotional steadiness. The old Stoic knew this well, that true strength lies in the control of your emotions. Women might not admit it, but they crave the certainty of a man who isn't swayed by every little gust of wind. Step into that role. Own it, and watch how that transforms not just your relationships, but your life. 2. Women are drawn to what they can't have. There's a timeless truth that applies to every aspect of life. Scarcity fuels desire. Think about it. What's rare is always more valuable. Just like how diamonds, luxury cars, and those exclusive limited edition sneakers seem to hypnotize people, it's the exact same principle that governs attraction. And guess what? Women aren't immune to this powerful force. They are drawn to what they can't have. Now, here's a secret that most men don't realize. Women tend to lose interest in men who are constantly available, eager, and just too obvious in their attraction. It's not that she doesn't appreciate your attention, but rather, the constant availability doesn't trigger any sense of challenge or curiosity. To her, you're like that vending machine that gives you exactly what you want with no effort. Predictable, and ultimately, boring. This is where the Stoic lessons of detachment and independence can come into play. Women, whether they consciously acknowledge it or not, crave a bit of mystery. They desire the chase, the tension of wanting something they can't completely have. And that's the hidden weakness. A woman feels more when she has to work for it. It's not that she wants to be ignored, but rather that her subconscious mind assigns a higher value to something that is uncertain, something that elicits pursuit. In essence, she wants to solve the puzzle that is you. So, how do you leverage this knowledge? Don't fall into the trap of being too available. Maintain an air of mystery. Be the man who's not always at her beck and call. Show up when you want to, but never on demand. Make her wonder when she'll hear from you next. Create that gap and watch how it stirs something deeper in her, something she won't easily shake off. You've got to have your own life. Be independent. A woman doesn't want to feel like you're sitting at home, waiting for her to text or call. That's not stoic. A man rooted in the blessing of Stoicism understands the value of his own time and his own pursuits. If you're constantly revolving around her, you lose yourself in the process, and you'll lose her interest too. Here's the kicker: reveal yourself slowly. Don't lay all your cards on the table at once. Just like the most enticing books, leave her craving to turn the next page. Let her discover layers of you over time. The moment you hand over everything on a silver platter, she's seen it all. The thrill of the chase disappears. When she believes she's fully won you over, the game is over. Keep part of yourself just out of reach, like a tantalizingly high mountain peak she just can't quite scale. That's where the Stoic lessons come in again. The Stoic man doesn't seek approval or validation from others. He remains steadfast and composed, centered in his own life and purpose. This sense of inner strength and self-sufficiency makes him more appealing, more mysterious, and ultimately, more irresistible. So the next time you're around a woman, remember this: it's not about being constantly available or easy to figure out. It's about leaving room for the chase. Keep her wondering, keep her intrigued, and watch how she keeps coming back for more. If you found this valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I embrace mystery and value my independence. This statement reflects the power of creating intrigue and maintaining your own life, just like the concept discussed in this video. Share it with others who could use this insight. 3. The unspoken influence of deep voice and presence. You want to hit a woman's deepest, hidden fear. Walk away like you're unaffected by her. The fundamental weakness women carry is their fear of loss, a fear that arises from the inherent value they place on what they could lose. This is a truth rooted in human nature and psychology. We hold tightest to the things we fear losing the most. Most men, unfortunately, do the opposite. When they sense a woman pulling away, they rush in, trying harder, explaining themselves endlessly, pleading for her to stay. But this only demonstrates one thing to her, that he's more emotionally invested in her than she is in him. And the moment she detects that neediness, the attraction begins to fade. A man who can calmly walk away, without hesitation or regret, speaks volumes. He exudes ultimate confidence. He's subtly telling her, I don't need you, I have options, my worth isn't tied to your approval. This kind of mindset is magnetic. It drives women crazy in the best way possible. This isn't about manipulating her. It's about having the unwavering respect for yourself that you won't settle for anything less than being treated with value and integrity. The truth is, this women naturally value what they fear losing. When she understands that you're willing to walk away if disrespected, if games are played, or if she pulls away emotionally, her perception of you will shift. She'll see your self-respect and strength, and this will compel her to value you more, not less. The Stoic life isn't about chasing validation. It's about holding firm in your principles, understanding that you do not need external approval to feel whole. It's in this space of self-assured detachment that the Stoic man thrives. To live by Stoic principles is to understand that your worth is intrinsic. The moment you can walk away without fear of loss, you demonstrate a level of discipline and emotional control that few men achieve. It's not manipulation. It's strength and maturity, qualities that any woman with emotional intelligence will recognize and respect. The Stoic man doesn't chase. He commands respect because he walks away when necessary. That is the power of indifference. Don't fear walking away, embrace it, master your emotions, and she will value you. This is how you will win. This is how you will become a force of nature in the modern world. The Stoic life is about standing firm, never desperate, and always knowing your worth. And when you live by these principles, you'll never have to chase anyone again. 4. Women can't resist a man who walks away. Want to trigger a woman's deepest fear? Walk away like you couldn't care less. It's the most powerful and yet subtle weapon in your arsenal, and it's one of the greatest hidden weaknesses women have: their emotional response to loss. You see, people value what they fear losing, and for a woman, losing a man who's strong enough to walk away is terrifying. So many men fail to see this, and instead they start chasing when a woman pulls away, begging, explaining, or even apologizing when they've done nothing wrong. This, my friend, is the classic mistake because it shows desperation. It screams, I need you more than you need me. And that's the exact moment the attraction starts to fade. Here's the secret the old Stoics knew: when you act out of a sense of desperation, you lose your power. A modern Stoic man, on the other hand, doesn't chase or beg. He walks away, calmly, confidently. He signals without saying a word. I have options, and my worth isn't defined by you. This is not arrogance, it's self-respect. The blessing of Stoicism lies in understanding that your value doesn't come from external validation, whether from a woman, a job, or anyone else. When you can walk away without a second thought, you don't just communicate strength, you communicate freedom. Women know this instinctively. When you refuse to beg or chase, when you show that you will not tolerate disrespect, mind games, or emotional manipulation, her mind starts to shift. She starts to value you more because your absence, rather than your presence, becomes the thing she fears losing. This isn't about playing game. It's about maintaining your dignity and holding fast to your principles. As the old Stoics would say, keep your peace and never bend your standards for anyone. You must never forget that your self-worth is not determined by anyone else's approval. And when you're willing to walk away from disrespect, you set the standard for how you expect to be treated. Remember, Men who chase are men who are easily forgotten. Be the man who walks away with confidence. And watch as her attraction grows stronger. It's a powerful act of self-respect, not manipulation. It's about knowing your worth. So the next time you're faced with a situation where a woman pulls away, don't chase her. Be willing to walk away and you'll find that you don't have to chase at all. That, my friend, is the essence of a modern Stoic man. If you want to capture a woman's deepest respect, learn the power of walking away. Confidence speaks louder than any words. Remember, a man who walks away commands respect. If you agree, drop this powerful phrase in the comments below and share with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more timeless wisdom. 5. A man with a mission is her kryptonite. A woman's greatest weakness isn't her attraction to a man's looks, money, or charm. It's his purpose, his mission. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are guided by something bigger than themselves. A man with a clear goal, whether it's building a business, honing a skill, or chasing a personal ambition, becomes a magnet for her attention. Why? Because purpose breeds focus, discipline, and independence, traits that no woman can resist. This is the blessing of Stoicism in action, living with intent, staying true to your path regardless of distractions. It's what old Stoics would call virtue in action. And it's what makes you stand out in a world full of noise and distractions. The biggest mistake men make, making a woman their mission. When you focus entirely on her needs, her desires, her schedule, you'll only push her away. Women don't want to be the sole center of your universe. They want to be a part of something greater than themselves. They want to feel the energy of a man who's chasing a vision, not just someone chasing after them. A man with a mission doesn't drop everything when she calls. He doesn't sit by his phone waiting for a text. No, he's too busy chasing his dreams, working toward his goals, and investing in himself. That drive makes him irresistible. So, ask yourself, what are you building? What is your purpose if you don't have one? Women will feel it. They'll sense that lack of direction, and they won't stick around for it. A modern Stoic knows this truth. He walks with purpose. Not for approval, not for validation, but because he understands that his mission is what makes him truly attractive. That is the secret. A man who is focused on something bigger than a relationship holds power that no superficial charm can match. So, be the man with a mission. Be the modern Stoic, a man of focus and intention, and watch as women are drawn to you, not because of what you have, but because of what you're building. 6. The paradox of controlled vulnerability. In the realm of modern relationships, mastering the art of controlled vulnerability is essential for any man who seeks to thrive. Vulnerability, if misused, can be the ultimate test of strength or weakness. Women, like all human beings, are drawn to men who can navigate this delicate paradox. Too much vulnerability, and you appear weak. Too little, and you come off as emotionally distant and unreachable. A Stoic man, one who understands and embodies Stoic principles, knows the balance. A Stoic life is about understanding emotions without being enslaved by them. You must acknowledge your feelings, but never let them define or control you. This is not about suppressing your emotions, but rather controlling them to maintain your strength. When you open up, do so selectively. Show your struggles only after you face them head-on and emerged victorious. Do not fall into the trap of thinking that women want you to be emotionally expressive at all times. This is a misconception. Women do not need constant emotional validation, nor do they want a man who overshares or constantly seeks sympathy. That's weakness masquerading as openness. You must reserve your vulnerability for the right moments. Share your inner world gradually, as you would reveal the layers of a powerful mystery. Your vulnerability should be like an ocean, vast and deep, but not overwhelming. A man who masters this delicate balance is irresistible because he shows strength while also allowing a woman to feel special through his selective openness. Don't make the mistake of dumping your problems on her or seeking constant reassurance. This reeks of insecurity. Instead, let her see you for the man you are, someone who can conquer challenges without losing himself in them. The Stoic man knows that he must be in control of his emotions, not the other way around. This is the path of a true man, a man who attracts and commands respect. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, your struggles are merely obstacles to overcome on your journey. The key is to conquer them, not be overwhelmed by them. By embracing the Stoic principles and showing vulnerability on your own terms, you will become the type of man women find both compelling and desirable. Never forget, vulnerability is a tool, not a crutch. Use it wisely. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with a or simply comment, "Very cool." It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. 7. Women are programmed to test your strength. Women are constantly testing the strength of the men around them, and most men have no idea it's even happening. These tests are not random, nor are they malicious. They are deeply ingrained. Subconscious ways for women to determine whether a man is genuinely strong. A woman might challenge your opinions to see if you stand firm, or create small conflicts to test whether you can remain composed. Sometimes, she may even act distant or disinterested just to observe if you'll get insecure and chase after her. These tests aren't about being difficult. They are instinctual methods for filtering out weak men. When a woman senses that a man is easily rattled, reactive, or too emotional, she loses respect and moves on. This is the hidden truth that many men miss. Women are drawn to men who remain unshaken, even in the face of subtle, unspoken challenges. The secret to passing these tests lies not in arguing or defending yourself, but in staying calm, composed, and unfazed. Smile, stand your ground, and stay assured in your beliefs. If she challenges you, respond with certainty, not defensiveness. When she pulls away, don't chase. Let her come back when she's ready. This is where the power of modern Stoicism comes into play. The blessing of Stoicism lies in a man's ability to remain calm under pressure and not let external factors, especially emotional tests, disturb his inner peace. Old Stoics would say that a man's true strength is measured by how he responds to adversity, not by how he reacts emotionally. A man who can stay calm and centered under pressure is a man who commands respect and admiration. If a woman is testing you, it's actually a sign that she's attracted to you. She sees potential in you. But beware, for it is easy to fail these tests by reacting emotionally or desperately. A man who passes these subtle tests becomes irreplaceable in the eyes of a woman. And that is the true strength you must embody, the kind that can't be shaken by a woman's playful tests, nor by the challenges that life throws at you. Stay strong, stay composed, and you'll be the man she can't walk away from. 8. Confidence in the face of rejection is irresistible. Let's get one thing straight. Rejection is not the end of the world. In fact, It can be one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal, if you know how to wield it. Most men are terrified of rejection. It's that gut-wrenching fear that can hold you back in countless situations. But what if you could turn that fear into fuel? What if you could meet rejection with such poise that it makes you irresistible? That's where Stoicism comes in. The Blessing of Stoicism teaches us that external events, like rejection, don't define our self-worth. You must take this lesson to heart. When you handle rejection like a stoic warrior, unshaken and unfazed, you become untouchable. Think about it, desperate men cringe at the thought of rejection because they see it as a threat. They believe they have no other options, that the world will collapse around them if one person says no. On the other hand, confident men, those who have internalized the Stoic lessons of self-worth, brush it off as if it's nothing. That is the key difference. Confident men don't fear rejection. They embrace it with ease. It doesn't define them because they already know their value. When a woman rejects you, your response should be effortless. Well, no. Don't overthink it. Don't plead. Don't beg. Simply say, "No worries, your loss. All right, have a great day." Then laugh it off and walk away without giving it a second thought. Be the man who shrugs off rejection like it's a passing breeze. When you act this way, you're showing the world, especially women, that your worth is unshakable. This approach is more than just a power move. It's a shift in your entire mindset. Rejection doesn't hurt. What hurts is your attachment to external validation and approval. You must train yourself to detach from the outcome. Women are drawn to men who don't need their approval to feel good about themselves. They're magnetized by men who are at peace with themselves. Men who don't let the actions of others affect their inner calm. You see, women are not looking for men who are perfect. They're looking for men who are whole. Men who understand that rejection is a mere blip in the grand scheme of things. The more you embrace rejection, the more you'll find that women are actually attracted to it. That is the paradox of confidence. When you stop fearing rejection, women will begin to chase you instead. The blessing of Stoicism is not in avoiding discomfort, but in learning how to handle it. Be that man who walks through life unshaken, because you know that your value is never in question. With every rejection you handle with grace, you increase your attractiveness tenfold. So take that rejection with a smile and watch as the world opens up to you. Don't fear rejection. Be the man who welcomes it as part of the journey. The true power lies in how you respond. If you've made it this far, you're already one step closer to mastering true confidence. Most men shy away from rejection, but the ones who embrace it without fear become the ones who attract the most attention. Don't fear rejection. Own it. Please comment below, "I am confident in the face of rejection, and nothing can shake my self-worth." 9. Women obsess over men who are hard to read. Women are drawn to men who remain mysterious and hard to read. When she knows exactly how you feel at all times, when your every move is predictable, the chase ends. You become just another predictable figure in her life. The key to sustaining a woman's interest is to maintain an aura of uncertainty. This doesn't mean playing childish games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about strategically keeping some aspects of your life and feelings to yourself, allowing space for curiosity to grow. Women crave men who make them wonder. When you give too much, too quickly, whether it's immediate responses to texts, over-expressing emotions, or seeking constant reassurance, you reveal all your cards. A stoic man, however, operates on a higher plane. He understands the stoic principles of self-control and emotional discipline. He is not an open book. His silence speaks volumes. He chooses when and what to reveal, maintaining calm unpredictability. His responses come at his own pace, never rushed, never overly eager. This controlled approach excites her, fuels her desire, and keeps her chasing. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This applies to relationships as much as it does to personal peace. You must master the art of creating mystery, a skill every high-value man should develop. She will become addicted to the uncertainty, to the unpredictability you bring into her life. You must recognize this when she doesn't know what's coming next, when she can't predict your every move. She will chase. That chase isn't about games, it's about maintaining control over your emotional landscape. That is the essence of the Stoic life, commanding your emotions, not allowing them to command you. The man who can excite a woman's imagination, the one who keeps her wondering, is the man who stays in her mind. Do not make it easy for her to figure you out. You must be the one who defines the pace, the rhythm of the interaction. Remember this, because when she knows exactly what to expect, the chase is over. And so is her attraction. You, the Stoic man, control the game. 10. A man who controls his desires controls everything. A modern Stoic knows that control is power. The true blessing of Stoicism lies in mastering one's desires. For this is the ultimate secret weapon. Here's a truth most men miss: women are irresistibly drawn to men who have control over themselves. Forget the old Stoic ideas of power through brute force or charm. The real power comes when a man learns to control his desires. Today, too many men are slaves to their passions, chasing women, seeking constant validation, and letting lust dictate their every move. But the Stoic man, he knows better. He's the one who refuses to be ruled by his impulses. He's not desperate for attention or affection. And because of this, women find him magnetic. It's simple: women are weak to the man who chooses his actions with intent, not the one who reacts to every urge. Women crave a man who isn't driven by the chase, who doesn't beg for their approval or indulge in fleeting moments of pleasure. A modern Stoic man maintains his standards and is unwavering in his discipline. He knows his worth, and that confidence is far more attractive than any desperate pursuit. His focus is on his mission, his purpose, and his future. He doesn't allow momentary pleasures to derail his trajectory. That is the essence of true power. The moment you stop chasing, the moment you detach from that need for validation or the craving for intimacy, is the moment they start chasing you. It's not a game. It's the nature of attraction. Women can sense the man who is confident in his own skin, who doesn't need their approval to feel validated. They know that man is rare. They can't help but desire him. When you learn to walk away from temptation, to say no when necessary, to keep your eyes on the prize and not on the fleeting distractions, you become the kind of man women can't resist. Be that man. You must embrace the power of self-control. Don't fall into the trap of being ruled by your desires. Instead, embody the modern Stoic. The old Stoic understood that desire is a force that can either build or break a man. When you have control, you have everything. The blessing of Stoicism is this: when you hold the reins of your own desires, you become unstoppable. And women will always crave a man who knows where he's headed. So, don't chase. Be the man who doesn't need to. Be the man who has mastered his desires. The moment you do, everything else falls into place. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you've gained some valuable insights today. Remember, attraction isn't about playing games, it's about truly understanding yourself and the psychology of those around you. If you want to attract the right people, Focus on building inner strength, having a clear purpose, and always respecting yourself. Women are drawn to these qualities, and when you embody them, they'll see you as someone they can't help but want and need. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more wisdom on mastering life and attraction. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never chase. Take care.